The final whistle blew, but the game was far from over. What began as fierce competition on the pitch spiraled into an uncontrollable maelstrom of violence in the stands and streets, leaving a trail of destruction and igniting a bitter legacy that endures to this day. This wasn't just a football match. It was the spark that set an entire city ablaze. The 1999 Istanbul derby between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce is a prime example of how quickly passion can turn into pandemonium. Before the game even started, tensions were palpable, with fan groups clashing outside the stadium, a prelude to the chaos that would engulf the match itself. During the game, objects were hurled onto the pitch, flares rained down, and the referees struggled to maintain control, ultimately leading to multiple stoppages. The atmosphere was charged with aggression, a powder keg waiting for a single spark. After Galatasaray secured a narrow 2-1 victory, the eruption was immediate and brutal. Fans stormed the pitch, not in celebration, but in a frenzy of confrontation, turning the hallowed turf into a battleground where fists, chairs, and even knives were reportedly wielded. Police forces, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the riot, struggled for hours to restore order as the violence spilled out into the surrounding neighborhoods, leaving dozens injured and a city in shock. The roots of such explosive derbies run far deeper than 90 minutes of football. They are often intertwined with decades of social, political, and cultural animosities. The Istanbul derby, for instance, reflects a fundamental class divide. Galatasaray traditionally represented the European-leaning upper-class side of Istanbul, while Fenerbahce was the club of the working class and Anatolian immigrants. This socio-economic chasm fueled a rivalry that transcended sport, becoming a proxy battle for identity and status within the city. Similarly, the Old Firm derby between Celtic and Rangers in Glasgow is steeped in sectarian conflict. Celtic, historically associated with the Catholic, Irish immigrant community, and Rangers, with the Protestant, Unionist population, represent a schism that has plagued Scottish society for centuries. Every match is a reenactment of this historical divide, a visceral clash of identities that often spills over into violence. Moreover, the media's role in sensationalizing these rivalries cannot be underestimated. Constant narratives of us versus Wick, them, and hyperbolic headlines often inflame passions further, turning anticipation into aggression. This continuous reinforcement of stereotypes, coupled with a lack of decisive action from football authorities, creates an environment where violence becomes almost inevitable. The rivalries become ingrained, passed down through generations, making each derby a high-stakes encounter where losing is not just a defeat, but a blow to collective pride and identity. The consequences of these violent derbies extend far beyond match day, leaving indelible scars on communities and football's reputation. Following the 1999 Istanbul derby riot, dozens of fans faced arrest and lengthy stadium bans, while both clubs received hefty fines and playing restrictions. More significantly, the event intensified calls for stricter security measures and a complete overhaul of fan behavior protocols. The ripple effect of such incidents is profound, leading to increased policing costs, damaged public property, and a negative global perception of the sport. Beyond the immediate chaos, the economic impact is substantial, with businesses near stadiums suffering losses due to closures and reduced foot traffic on match days. Furthermore, the human cost is immeasurable, with individuals suffering physical injuries and psychological trauma, and in tragic cases, fatalities. The Old Firm derby, for example, has seen numerous arrests and convictions for sectarian violence, contributing to a persistent atmosphere of fear and animosity that transcends the football pitch. The long-term challenge remains how to harness the immense passion of football fans without allowing it to devolve into destruction. It's a continuous battle for authorities and clubs to strike a balance, enforcing strict rules while preserving the vibrant emotional core that makes football so captivating. Ultimately, these moments serve as stark reminders of the volatile power of football, a beautiful game capable of inspiring both unparalleled joy and devastating conflict.